So the next thing is we dig deep into monatomics, and this is because I'm very fond of monatomics. I've been studying them for quite some time, just based on the, let's say, miracles that they've caused. And obviously monatomics are used in some of the most advanced medications, like for heart disease and heart problems, those kind of things. But because monatomics are patented, so you won't really, because they're patented, you won't really find medical companies actually trying to sell just a monatomic. Not to mention, monatomics happen to, when getting in the body, if they're done properly, they have a way of actually correcting things and correcting issues without that needing to be redundant. So in alchemy, which is obviously a term for a study or a science that took place all the way up to, I guess, 1,000, 2,000 years ago, where learned men and women would attempt to transmute metals into their highest state, which is known as a transmutation. And through that process, you can actually get an element into a monatomic, which means one atom, through a synthesis. So basically, you're boiling off all the impurities and all the toxins. You're getting rid of all that. And then what you're left with is this monatomic. And because the particle is as small as a single atom, it allows it to actually go into areas of the body that other elements cannot reach. So, for example, colloidals are also a particle of gold or silver or whatever kind of colloid that you get. But the particle is so big, it actually doesn't get into the cellular walls. Now, it does get into different parts of the body, and it's still very, very beneficial, but it's not going to get into the cell. It's just not small enough. So that's what monatomics is really about, is getting particles that are small enough, but also perfected within themselves as far as the element. So in this case, if it's gold, or if this case is titanium, etc., and then actually be able to get it back into the cell to begin to cause a process to where the cell actually regenerates, because the cell and the entire body is almost like a periodic table in itself. It needs these elements in the best state and quality that it can get it in order to restructure and rebuild itself. So this is why we feel like monatomics are important, and that's why we've incorporated them into what we're doing. And what we also have is with monatomics, don't want to miss anything here, you get not only the conductivity, because once you get this structure of perfected elements through the body, you get the conductivity, and it's actually vivid. You can really feel it. And then not only do you get the conductivity, you also get the capacity, which is just like there's another part of the electronic devices they call the capacitor, and the capacitor is responsible for holding the energy. And many people are already familiar with when you get too much energy, but you can't hold it, you crash. So you need this capacity level. And that's what monatomics help create, is within your body to where you can hold energy for prolonged periods, which obviously starts leading to less sleep, more energy, being able to drive harder, faster, stronger, etc. And then ultimately, we're going for cell perfection. We want to get this cell into the right condition so that way it becomes the best that it can be, because obviously bad cells are actually, or dead cells are cancer.